So sleep is important too.
Yes, so important. And we're kind of staying in the same vein as our last guest here. We were talking about men's health, and that goes with our next guest, who's going to be talking about sleep and how important sleep really is for our overall health. We have our friend Edward Jones joining us once again. Mr. Jones, good morning.
Hi.
Good morning to both of you.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Sleep is a tough one. For both men and women, it is Men's Health Awareness Month in June. But it's a tough one because you may want to sleep, but sometimes you have that insomnia. Sometimes you have crazy work hours.
Yes, and the biggest issue is a lot of people can go to sleep, but they wake up at that 12, 1, 2, 3, and 4 o'clock hour. What is the reason for that, and what can we do about it? I have been a lifelong problematic person to do that for maybe 15 or 20 years. I've been in the natural health field since I was so young. I've been professionally doing it for 47 years. There's a product called GABA, G-A-B-A, that has been my lifesaver. That's the first thing I do is I take some GABA, and I know this sounds odd. I don't do it before I go to bed. I set 2 capsules next to my bed with a little tiny glass of water. You get up at night and go to the kitchen, you're doomed. But when you wake up at that first awakening, GABA calms the brain. It's not a sleeping pill. It's natural, completely safe, and GABA has saved my life over my years.
Okay, Mike, you're saying, Edward, I'm sorry, take the GABA when you wake up. I'm like you, so I'll lay down and I'll wake up like an hour and a half later and then in another 2 hours. So take the GABA that first time you wake up?
Absolutely. And I've found that through the hard lessons of my own life and counseling 10,000 different people. It works marvelous if you do 1,000 milligrams. If you have medical conditions, check with your doctor, but it's totally safe. And you just take it. It will calm the brain. The reason you can't get back to sleep is because the brain has what I call cognitive popcorn. Cognitive popcorn. The thoughts are popping at that.
Yeah. I wake up and I'll find myself having conversations with coworkers or
in your head.
Yeah. What about my doctor had me taking? I think it's glycine, just like a little 4th teaspoon. Is that similar to the GABA? That's just a supplement.
Glycine is also one of the choices, but it won't work for that kind of midnight, 3 o'clock awakening as well as GABA does in the system that I have. Now, I do a product with glycine at bedtime, but it doesn't get me through the night. The only thing that can get you through the night is a drug, which we don't want because it reduces REM and deep sleep. It just keeps you unconscious. But the GABA works. And then secondly, of course, is mouth taping, which I think people know a lot about that somewhat. They need to tape their mouth when they go to sleep so they don't mouth breathe.
So why don't you want to mouth breathe?
Yeah.
Very, very scientifically shown that when you mouth breathe, you lower what we call carbon dioxide. Believe it or not, carbon dioxide is valuable. It reduces stress. It reduces cortisol. It keeps us from being nervous. And so it is needed. When you mouth breathe, you don't make enough of that. And when you nose breathe, you make a lot more of the carbon dioxide.
Okay.
We have more questions for you, but we have a hard break, so we're going to take a 2.5-minute break, and then we will be back to talk more about your tips and tricks to sleep better.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned.
Stay close.
I want to ask about melatonin too.
Yes.
So that everybody's talking
and also
about
having a drink. A lot of people have like a glass of wine to unwind. Is that good for you?
All right, we're going to ask all those questions coming up. If you have questions about how to improve your sleep, put them in the chat. We will ask Edward. Anita's already making
I'm
a
taking
list.
notes, you guys.
She's taking notes. We'll ask those to Edward coming up after a 2.5-minute break from us. Stay with us. Much more Fox 10 Talks at 11. Welcome back. We are talking with Edward all about sleep, how to improve your sleep. So we were just talking just a few minutes ago about mouth taping. You also talked about GABA. Someone said gabapentin. It's not gabapentin. It's just GABA, G-A-B-A. You can buy it over the counter. But I wanted to ask you, kind of on the same vein as kind of these over-the-counter drugs, what about melatonin? Do you recommend melatonin for people that have difficulty sleeping?
You know, I've studied the entire mechanisms of health with regard to the green pharmacies, what I refer to it as. Melatonin used properly, which means not too many milligrams because it causes you to have vivid dreams, so it can actually disturb sleep. Secondly, there is a plant-based melatonin that I far prefer over synthetic, and that plant-based melatonin seems to work better. So 1 to 3 milligrams can help regulate sleep in some people.
Can I go back to mouth taping, if you don't mind? We have terrible allergies out here. My nose, I will wake up without the mouth taping, and it's just stuffed, and I have a hard time breathing. I mean, if you're taping your mouth,
that's why I'm afraid I would just.
I would not. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Let me take the fear out of this conversation. Michael Nestor wrote a book called Breath, where he had a pulmonologist stuff his nose up for 3 months and test what happens to the body when you mouth breathe. It was devastating, but what they found was so interesting. The tissues in the nose relax when you nose breathe and you mouth tape. It will relax over a period of 1 to 3 nights. That means you breathe. I have had COVID 6 times. I mouth taped all 6 of those times. And I was surprised. I breathed well enough at night to get through.
Scotch tape, the silver tape, duct tape, what are we using?
You need to buy something that has the word mouth taping on it.
Yeah, they have
so
fancy tapes. They have fancy tapes, and they cost a lot of money. I'm always looking for the cheapest alternative.
Amazon has a great tape that you can go to that doesn't say mouth tape, but you can kind of do the detective work. You can buy 12 of these rolls for like $14, and they'll last you a year and a half.
Okay.
I'm going to get you some mouth tape.
Yeah, please. I'll try it because anything to help
I'm
me
scared of
sleep
that
better.
one. I'm scared of that one. I have to go back to the GABA. Is that how you say it? So,
Yes.
okay, I go to bed. I'm just, if you wake up and you only have a couple hours left before you have to rise and shine, how close to the alarm clock time can you take it to not feel effects once you wake up? Does that make sense?
First off, it only makes you calm. You can do this at 2 in the afternoon if you're stressed out. So anytime you wake up, pop it. I almost guarantee you what will happen is you'll go further into deep and REM, where without it, you'll stay in that light, non-rejuvenative sleep. And I've got an ebook that I wrote on how to do all of this. So it's free on theholisticnavigator.com. It's a free ebook on sleep and many other health issues.
I'm going to buy Ty some mouth tape and some GABA.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to be so calm, sleeping great. Edward, thank you so much. And real quick, we've put that website up. Say that website one more time for folks.
It is theholisticnavigator.com.
Okay.
Ton of free ebooks. I just love to empower people with other options instead of the chemical jungle.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.